Ronald Dennis Fee, born September 29, 1946, died November 22, 2003. When I learned I had AIDS, I went home and had one of the major ball fests of my life. I actually said several times, "Why me?" When I took a look in the mirror and saw that pathetic thing looking back at me, I thought, why not you? You are acting like a really bad B movie and you're a mess. That was enough of that. Get a grip. I knew that Ron's death was imminent, and yet it was very difficult to come to terms with it. He was diagnosed in 1996 and he lived with it 7 years. He had a great deal of problems in getting treatment started when he first knew that he had HIV, and he had a really soft spot in his heart for HIV Alliance. They helped him in a great many ways. He was taking in excess of 20 pills a day. It was a difficult thing to deal with. Not only that, the tremendous cost through which the HIV Alliance helped him there again. And of course he needed the medication, and I'm sure having somebody to talk to in the Alliance, like Renee, must have given him a lot of comfort as well. The community should continue to support the HIV Alliance. They're doing an excellent job in educating and caring for these people that come to them for treatment, and certainly one that we can rely on to be there when we need it. When Ron died from HIV, it was a very difficult thing. No one ever wants to lose a child. But yet we know that with the help of the HIV Alliance, this helped to ease his passing.
A lot of people are scared about getting tested for HIV, which probably dates back to 20 years ago when being HIV positive was a death sentence. Untreated HIV still can be a death sentence, and if you never get tested, you never get treated.
For the past 15 years, HIV Alliance has offered support to individuals living with HIV/AIDS and prevented new HIV infections in the Eugene-Springfield community. HIV Alliance improves the quality of low-income individuals living with HIV/AIDS. Our clients struggle every day to meet basic needs like housing, food, electricity, and heat. They not only rely on HIV Alliance for medical support, but also for basic living support to help maintain health, dignity, and high-quality life.
HIV Alliance definitely helped me save my life. When I first started taking drugs, I was 14, 15, something like that. Started off with alcohol, and then it was marijuana, and anything and everything that came along, I was willing to try it. I had a lot of issues growing up. I grew up in an abusive family, and when I started using drugs, I found an escape. There was a point in there where I decided to go ahead and start using needles. I was just getting needles from other people, and finally somebody asked me to give them a ride to get more clean needles, and it was at the HIV Alliance. The people were really friendly. They had me fill out a little questionnaire, asked me if I wanted a hepatitis test or a HIV test. Part of the questionnaire was, do you want help? Do you want to stop? And I remember at that time, that was the last thing I wanted to do. But at least that seed was planted, you know, and the other seed that was planted was knowing that, hey, what you're doing is risky. What it helped me do is realize that I was putting my family at risk also. Because of HIV Alliance, I was able to use clean needles, and I didn't end up getting anything. I've been clean now for 1 year, 9 months. I have a very healthy relationship with my wife, and I have a beautiful little girl who still calls me daddy and wants to have something to do with me. The biggest thing is that I recently got a scholarship to go back to school. I'm getting out of construction. I'm going to go into nursing and try and give back to the community that I took so much from.
Actually, it's been a godsend for me. You know, they've had great counseling, therapy services, on and on wealth of information for primarily anything. You know, you can get tested, follow-up service.
All I know is that the HIV Alliance has pretty much saved my life. They gave me my dignity, self-respect, and pride back.
We still have a long way to go to bring this disease under control and to bring new infections to a halt.
I think one of the things I most appreciate about this agency is how they've changed with the times and they've stayed current with the changing face of AIDS. It's a very different AIDS world than it was in the 80s.
HIV Alliance not only impacts the lives of our clients, but also the lives of their loved ones.
My brother was diagnosed with AIDS in 1987, and so I joined a support group with HIV at that point. And then I've been involved in one capacity or another ever since then.
I lost my brother 17 years ago and his partner 14 years ago, and coming here is just it's like having a giant hug from people who have shared my experience, and I appreciate the Alliance.